Your favorite Shopify dropshipping expert, guru, consulting agent, social media marketing agency, expert guy has never, ever seen an opportunity like this. The fact that a technology like this even exists is insane. A computer of computers, a connection of the human species that has never existed before. Wealth and power flowing out of the hands of the elite and into the many. If you are watching this video, you are officially, yes, officially, a part of history. Welcome, welcome to the new age of the internet. Quick fact, according to this global wealth report right here, the world's richest 1%, those with more than $1 million, own 44% of the world's wealth, guys. Here's another crazy statistic. In 2009, the combined wealth of the world's richest 380 people equaled the wealth of the bottom half, okay? Now about 2018, that was in 2009. In 2018, just 26 billionaires had as much as the bottom 50%, guys. And if you feel like this is kind of unfair, well, you have every right to be. Most people are having issues with the pandemic, rent, money issues all over the place. But what if I told you the world was changing? What if I told you there was a hidden Trojan horse stomping in the gates of the rich and wealthy, and you can own a piece of that Trojan horse? So if you guys don't know about the Trojan horse, the Greeks actually used like a gift. They pretended like they gave up the war. They basically retreated and gave a gift to the Trojans, which was in the form of a horse, a big, super, just imagine like a horse like 5 stories high, right? And they actually filled it with soldiers. So when they put the gift in their city and they celebrated, the soldiers came out of the Trojan horse and massacred all the Trojan people. Basically, the Greeks outsmarted the Trojan. And now I'm going to Trojan my way into asking you to slay that like button for the YouTube algorithm and get this video to as many people as possible. But seriously, cryptocurrency has been stuck in the lower portion of the adoption curve for way too long. Most people are understanding the significance of Bitcoin, and most institutional investors are accumulating Bitcoin. And you guys have seen that from most of the information that's shared on this channel, but just keep in mind, Ethereum is having some institutional adoption issues. And it's probably because the market is so new and non-quantifiable. Remember guys, most of the projects in here, they don't really produce any real value. You literally cannot put a price on Ethereum. It's all speculation because nobody really knows what Ethereum is gonna actually do in the long run. You could have the developers, you could have the network effects, you could have the market cap, but understand if they don't produce a product that's 10 times better than traditional products or traditional finance, and when we're relating it to DeFi, just understand that Ethereum is most likely dead. And this is the Trojan horse because smart money, institutional adopters, hedge fund owners, big guys with a whole bunch of capital, they don't understand one thing. And the one thing is they don't have too much imagination. Imagination is the only thing you need to have to understand this opportunity. Yes, we don't have like a killer product. Ethereum hasn't created a killer product that's going to just take over the world. But I will say that Ethereum has grown all types of innovations that we haven't seen before in traditional markets, and all the types of opportunities are created in a span of a couple of months. One example is Wi-Fi. They created something called a fair launch. Now I can make a whole entire video about that. That's not the purpose of this video. Just understand that it's unique to any other business structure ever created. And they also created something called like decentralized robo-advising. What else do we have? We have synthetics derivative exchanges. We have whole decentralized exchanges, permissionless exchanges. We have money market protocols that are assisting with decentralized and permissionless loaning and borrowing. We have crazy, insanely smart basket of stable coins, okay? These stable coins are stable. I've talked about that in another video. We even managed to get Bitcoin, actual physical Bitcoins, wrapped by the Ethereum blockchain and onto Ethereum to generate yield on various liquidity protocols. We basically went from like gambling decentralized apps, like the gambling dApps and like card games and stuff like that, to a full decentralized market with $13.7 billion locked up into it in less than 6 months. Not to mention, there's like a whole bunch of hedge fund people and everybody's screaming Bitcoin, right? Obviously, it's not institutional adoption in Ethereum, but we know that people will leak over into the Ethereum ecosystem, and a lot of them are potentially, buying up these Ethereum ERC20 tokens as well as actual Ethereum itself. Even though everything I'm saying is speculation, hope, imagination, just understand Ethereum has already proved in 2017 to generate a ridiculous amount of interest. So the question remains, what will be the price of Ethereum in the future? And when I say future, I mean 3 to 5 years. Is Ethereum right now undervalued? At the time of me making this video, it's about $450. Is that undervalued? Let's say you purchase 4 Ethereum coins for under $2,000. Let's say you got it at like $450, $475, whatever the case is. You spend about $2,000 and you get 4 Ethereum altcoins. How much money will you make in like 2 to 3 years time? Look, I've made all types of prediction models in the past, but I wanted to take this serious. I wanted to take this 10 out of 10 serious. I want to be kind of accurate in this video so people could replay this video in the future and see that we were not playing around when we're talking about cryptocurrency. And if I'm wrong, who cares? My portfolio is up like 380%. My Ethereum asset's been producing for years on end. I've been living off of cryptocurrency for so long. I mean, we got into Ethereum at $7 to $10 and it skyrocketed all the way up to $1,400 per coin. I'm pretty sure I made my money on Ethereum, and what I say in this video is not going to be held to a serious degree. But I'm not going to sit here and stop myself from trying or stop myself from showing people what Ethereum could be in the future because I care what smart people on the internet think. My true reputation will be a construct of my transparency and the fact that I have the ability to do things that other people are scared of doing on the internet, like their reputation. And I won't be judged on if I'm wrong about this video, but I will attempt to solve this problem. AKA, this is just for fun. This is not financial advice and nobody should take it as so. All right, let's get started. All right, guys, so for this price prediction, I'm not gonna get extremely detailed. And this is because that's the only way you can predict the price. There's no way I'll ever be, on the head correct. It would be impossible unless I knew the future. And obviously I'm not like a data science expert or anything like that. I'm simply a trader in cryptocurrency. I've been cycle trading for 5 years. So I don't want to get it twisted. This is not financial advice. I just want to show you guys what the potential, all the numbers are pointing to the same direction. We can't put an actual price on it, but we know generally where it's going. And we can use this to make a ridiculous amount of money. I'm talking about 10, 20x. Let me explain. Everything we're going to be doing for prediction models, and it's primarily because most people just do it for Bitcoin and there's more historical data. Most data science people they're gonna make it for Bitcoin, again, because there's more historical data and it moves Ethereum. So we can relate them. It's not gonna be, again, 100% accurate, but we're gonna be using a lot of prediction models for Bitcoin. Okay, so as you can see here, in the first Bitcoin bull run, it was a ridiculous percentage. We will never see this percentage again. And this probably has no correlation to the actual price that we're going to look for in Bitcoin. Like, we're looking for basically the amount of multiples. We want to see how many multiples Bitcoin's going to make in this next bull run, which potentially already started, and what Ethereum is going to do to follow, right? So we're going to just literally look at the multiples of Bitcoin and predict that, because again, like I said, there's a whole bunch of data science models for Bitcoin. And then we're just going to take that same multiple and put it into Ethereum because it usually follows. Actually, if you look at history, and here I could prove it to you, in 2017, the last bull run, you can see that Bitcoin went up about 114 multiples. This is 11,420%. Now, if you look at Ethereum, that's a huge, it's the same thing. It did generally the same thing. It actually did a little bit more multiples. So we could literally look at from back in 2017, it's about $7. This is when I was mining Ethereum. And we bring it up to here. And if I just scroll like that so you can see it, it's 186 multiples, 186x. Okay, if you don't know how to find multiples, all you have to do is go back 2 decimal places. Okay, 186x. All right, so that's basically what Ethereum did in comparison to what Bitcoin did, which was 114. So if anything, Ethereum has more multiple percentages, but we're just going to compare it to Bitcoin to be conservative. Our goal here is not to overestimate, but to underestimate so you can see the potential of the market. Now, the first thing I want to look at is the total market capitalization of all cryptocurrency. This is not just Bitcoin, not just Ethereum, but this is all cryptocurrencies and how much the whole entire market, this is how they calculate how much it's worth, right? The total value of the whole entire market. Now, understand this has the most historical relevance because it has the most data points. So this one could be potentially predicted the most accurate is what I'm trying to tell you guys. This is linear regression. That's all they did is they took this and they predicted the tops and lows of the market. This is not a actual video to explain the specifics. I'm just taking these different data science models and finding a prediction for Ethereum. Back in 2017, it got really close to 1 trillion. It was about like what, 800 billion or something like that. I don't remember the exact number. But the goal here is that we're supposed to 10x from that point. So we're supposed to get to, which right here is about a $10 trillion valuation. You can see here, we're talking about 2023 to 2025. We could potentially do that. Now remember, this blue line is not the top. As you can see here, the total market cap went over the blue line. So you could say that maybe in a year to 2 years, we're going to get that $10 trillion valuation. It's not pretty far off, because understand that gold is about a $10 trillion valuation. And the whole economic theory behind Bitcoin is supposed to replace or do better than gold and has the same properties of gold. So we're talking about something that I believe is realistic. Now, if we go over here, this is another model about Bitcoin. You can see that they basically just looked at, again, the same thing I'm kind of doing. They took growth range defined by previous halvings. So they're looking at the Bitcoin halvings, and they're looking at exactly how much, or potentially how much, the price of Bitcoin could be. Now, they're saying if we had previous growth, that we would see Bitcoin at about $387,000 about this point right here. Now, understand the reason why they're getting these huge numbers, because they're using, again, growth range defined by the previous halvings. The problem with this is that it doesn't take in the law of diminishing returns. If you understand what the law of diminishing returns means, it means that there will be less multiples in the market, the more money. There will be less volatility. If there's more money, there's less volatility. This is why the S&P 500 hardly moves any, percentages, if any, sometimes, right? Obviously, we've seen some recently. But usually it's pretty stable because of how much money's in it. There's so much money in the S&P 500, right? Same thing with Bitcoin. We will see less multiples. So I don't see, by May 2021, the price of Bitcoin being $387,000. I think it's going to be far less. But this is a good rule to look at, because as you can see right here, it predicted that Bitcoin will be 41,000 by December 31st, 2020. December's right around the corner, and we're only at $16,000. So yeah, it might not be at $41,000, but like I've said in previous videos, I predict Bitcoin is going to be around 20K by the end of the year. Here's another prediction by actually Citibank that actually came out today, which is interesting because I didn't plan on looking at something like this. But they're actually predicting that Bitcoin is going to be a price of, as you can see right here, $318,000. That's what they're predicting, guys. These are all prediction models from people who are smarter than me. Let's look at something else. This is by Prime XBTC. They're predicting that Bitcoin could reach, $400,000. And this is done with technical analysis. Let's look into more data science models. This prediction right here is saying by 2022, Bitcoin can be $89,000. Now understand that this red line here is not the actual prediction of the market. Notice how the market peak goes a little bit higher than the actual prediction of the stock to flow model, right? So it's not going to be $89,000 in 2022. It's probably going to be a little bit somewhere over here, which would be like $150,000 to $200,000 per Bitcoin. Here's another prediction model. This is the stock to flow X ratio. You guys can go look for that on my channel. My goal here is not to sit here and explain these models to you. You can look it up for yourself. But as you can see here, they're predicting $288,000 per Bitcoin. Anywhere from the time frame of 2020 to 2024, $288,000 per Bitcoin. Now, remember I told you guys 114x on Bitcoin. And the way I'm finding this is like in the middle of the halvings. If you guys don't understand halvings, look that up. Again, I'm not going to explain that, but as you can see in the middle of the halvings, we find the all-time low, which was right about here, $153 all the way up to 20K, that's where Bitcoin went. And then the same thing over here, like 7 cents per Bitcoin, all the way up to what, $1,000 or $1,200 or whatever the case is, right? So we're looking at the multiples, but we're also calculating it from the all-time low, which for Ethereum was about $150. I'm going to look at it now. But for Bitcoin, as you can see here, it was about 3,100 to 4,200. So that's where we're going to be calculating the multiples from. And then if we come over to ETHUSD, we can see that the all-time low recently was about, not 150, but $84. And then it got down low here to like about 91. Let's just say, $80 just to make it easy, right? So again, like we said, we got here about 114x. I want you to keep that number in your head. Now we got one prediction that basically said it was going to be all the way up to, $400,000. Let me just go back to it really quickly so you can see it for yourself. So with technical analysis, they're predicting $400,000 Bitcoin. So if we do the all-time low of Bitcoin, which is $3,100 that we talked about before, and we type in $400,000 per coin, right? You can see that this is about what? 128x. Okay, so that seems like a little bit too much considering the last run was what? 114x. So I think this is a little bit too much. Okay, that's just my honest opinion on that prediction when it comes to technical analysis. But they're saying through 2025, so I can understand a longer time frame. So understand that the 114 is relevant to look at. Now let's look at this one. They're calculating $318,000. If we take the recent low in the last halving, 3,100, and we do, all we have to do is just change this to $318,000 and calculate it. Okay, we're looking a little bit more realistic. This is about 100x. Now, if you look at the Bitcoin stock to flow ratio, they're saying 288K. So if we do over here, we do 288 instead of 318K. You can see that it's about what? A 91x. Okay, so we have a now this is becoming more realistic in my opinion. Okay, again, let's just look at another one. So if we come over here to actual stock to flow model, let's just say it goes a little bit above this. This is so vague, but again, guys, this is for shits and giggles. We're just trying to see what the potential of Bitcoin is. I can't give you an exact number, but it looks like $150,000 to $200,000 or something like that. So let's just say $200,000 just to be conservative. So we come over here, let's type in $200,000 and calculate. This is about a 63x. So now that you guys understand all the prediction models and what they're saying, let's just take a very conservative number. Let's not do 63, but let's do something very close to that because, again, you don't want to overestimate this stuff. Let's just see the potential of Bitcoin and what it could be from its all-time low of 3,100. So let's say hypothetically, we got like a 70 to 75x. Let's just say 75x. Smart guys like to take these things too seriously, but guys, we're just looking at the potential of Bitcoin. We're looking at where it can go and understanding how much money you could potentially make if you hold it for a long period of time. If you basically cement this understanding, when the market goes down, you'll be much more inclined to buy more. This is simply just helping your emotions when you're trading long term. It's all we're doing right here. Don't take it too seriously because there could be big news events that basically take down Bitcoin immediately. There's a lot of fundamental things you have to look out for, but this is just data science models, guys. Don't take it too seriously. So if we come over here and we take 3,100, which was like close to the all-time low in this recent halving, and we multiply that by 75, we can see that Bitcoin can be anywhere from 230,000, and then we got the upwards price predictions at $400,000. So this right here is a ridiculous amount of money. Now, we're not trying to calculate Bitcoin. The goal here is try to calculate Ethereum. Now, like I said last time, Ethereum had more multiples, okay? So let's just do hypotheticals on Ethereum as if they didn't have more multiples, even though I know it does because it has a lower market cap. Ethereum will multiply by more because there's a lower market cap, guys. If I come over to Ethereum, we can see again, basically the recent all-time low was $83. So if we pull out our handy dandy calculator and do 83 times 75 multiples, that's about $6,225 per coin on the low end. Now I'm going to answer that question that we talked about in the beginning of the video, right? If we had about $2,000 worth of Ethereum, depending on when you're watching this video, as you can see here, it's about $462. Let's say you bought 4 of them and you spent about $2,000, whatever, who cares, right? You bought 4 Ethereum. Let's multiply that again, just to show you, look, all-time low is $83 right here. So 83 times the 75 multiples that we said Bitcoin could potentially make. Now, this is not Bitcoin. This is Ethereum. I understand that, but we're being conservative because we know Ethereum is going to grow a little bit more than Bitcoin. It's been growing more than Bitcoin since like August or even before that. And it's grown more than Bitcoin in a lot of situations. Our goal here is to make more multiples on Ethereum and cash it into Bitcoin. Or at least that's my goal, right? So let's multiply it by 75. We got 6,225. Multiply that by your 4 coins. And you could easily turn $2,000 into $25,000. And like 3 years time, guys. Do you see the potential of cryptocurrency? Okay, this is again, very conservative. Let's just say hypothetically, it does have more multiples than Bitcoin and it gets 100 multiples. Well, that's easy math, guys. 83 times 100 is $8,300 per coin. Multiply that by the 4 coins you just bought, and that's $33,200. Again, I'm not a data science expert. There's no way anybody could get the exact number. I'm just looking at the potential of Ethereum. So personally, I think Ethereum is going to be anywhere. It's going to be easily priced from anywhere from $5,000 to $14,000 per coin. That is my price prediction. That is where I see Ethereum. That's when I'm going to start cashing out. All these things are relevant because it's going to help your cash out strategy as well. But that's it for this video, guys. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with this technology, you will get left behind. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Catch you in the next one.